Today we're going to build a boring bar out of a railway axle. G'day guys, Matt from Howell Heavy Duty. We're an Aussie machine shop that specialises in the drilling industry, and today I got the phone call actually last night which was, hey, can you make a specific part which we can't really get 4140 steel for, but we happen to have a lump sitting out the back, but I'll have to bore it out. It's going to be 1.65 metres long, which means I need to be able to bore 800 mil inside it to widen the hole. I don't have a bar that big in the shop. I don't have time to try and purchase or set up an anti-vibration bar. So I'm really stuck for, can I dodge you one up? And the answer is, absolutely. So what we're going to do, I know, like, you sort of catalogue what you have in the yard here, and I know that we have a couple of railway axles up the back. These were used as dead weight for one of the drill heads, as in they would slide them into the top of the drill head to just weight it down. I know there's a few spare, so let's go up the back, have a look, measure them up, and see if it'll work, and then let's get cracking. This is going to be a wild bar. How's it going on, my good girl? Hello, darling. Oh. No one broke in on the weekend? Did your job? Hey? Good girl. So this is the bar of the billet of steel I've got to work with here. I've got to bore the internals from 180 out to about 210. So it's not a lot, but I've got to get up in there. And it's got to be 1.6 long, about 5 feet, just over. So I'm going to chop this. This will be the new drill stem because it's proper 4140. I'm going to get a bar up in there, just over 800 mil, which is just over 2.5 feet. All right, so, dang. All right, let's go find a bit of steel. You'll do nicely, son. Best part's the price. Too small. Bloody hell, Willy. So the Beast, which is the biggest bar in the CNC, maximum 465 or 18 inches. It looks pretty small, even though it's a bloody big bar, next to Tiny, which I think maximum reach out that we can get with Tiny is about 620. See, Tiny was built to make a drive sub for the big rig that was 1.2 meters long. So it was only ever designed to go in 600. But what we've done is, Tiny's a really useful bar to doing all the stuff up to 600. Like, you can grab him right up here and do something 350 deep, or you can go right up to 620. So we're going to have to build a bigger one because we're going to go in at least 800. 800 is what we've got to go. So that's why we're going to use this. Ah, mate, I'm calling this thing Mad Max for sure. It's in a rush. This is a quick job. So we'll go 6 diameter is max, either 5 or 6. I'll think about it. I'm not going to be taking heavy cuts. It's just for reaching in to where Tiny and the Beast can't get. All right, so Willy is going to be milling this out. Now, I'm not going to put a head like this on because these are actually expensive. Like, it was a bit of overkill, but these do work bloody good. Like, the Beast will take massive cuts. Don't need that for this. I'm just going to recreate the way the Hydra actually grabs the bar. It's very common. It's nothing special, but it'll take a 20 mil tool in there, so we can reuse the ones from the Hydra because I've got a whole selection of them. So we're just going to use this, mill out the slot, put 3 bolts and 3 grub screws in the top. I'll weld prep along this little off-cut billet here, and we'll just weld it onto the head of Mad Max. And then we're laughing because we've got to get this bar done today because all hail the mega drill. It's got to be done. Just got him out of there. Fucking hell. Get him dialed in there, Willie?
Yep.
Beautiful. All right, so the big boy is in the hulk to just get a bit of a tickle down. We love this Garutspa lathe. Garutspa. If I'm saying that wrong, you guys tell me, but it's a Garutspa Spanish Megabore. It's got dual chucks on it. We keep the 4-jaw on the front, 3-jaw on the back, and this is for all of our big repairs usually, but we just love this machine. It's old school, but it gets used all the time in the shop. Anyway, let's fire him up. So we're going to be on 105 RPM, so speed selection 1. Give him a whirl. So I'm going to turn a bit of this down here, probably only down to about there, just to make it around that 150-ish diameter. So probably clean him up to about there. I'm not going to go all the way, just a little bit of a clean up to get rid of the big bell end. So while that's going on in the Hulk, me and Godzilla, Eddie is smashing it out with the little tool head. Just into it. Good stuff, Eddie.
So I'm going to leave the head of it at 165. And look, I'm second guessing myself a little bit, but you've got to experiment with these things. So the head will be a little larger than the center of the body just because of the fact that it is an old bloody railway axle. But I'm going to leave it like that on the suspicion that it might help dampen any vibration. It might not. I can always change it later. Anyway, we are experimenting a bit here. I'm going to leave it like that. That'll still give me the clearance I need to get in and get the job done. I'm going to put a little chamfer on this edge just because I don't like sharp edges in the shop where I can avoid it. And then we'll throw in Godzilla. Let's get you out of there. All right, I'm going to pop you in Karen and Curtis. We actually named them after my dear friends who gave us the idea for these off one of their videos. So you can see here, this actually takes pretty bloody large tools. So 40 mil tools is what goes in it. And the gap there's 65. So what I have to allow for when I go to mill out, and I'll show you on tiny, is that tool height of 40 I have to allow for. I'll show you. So you can see it here on tiny. Tool height line, right? So that there, if we were to draw it right from the center along there, 40 mil there. So what I've got to do is make sure that the tool, when I've found the center point on the mill, I'm going to come across 40 mil and then take out what I've got towards the bottom there, because you can see the space where you grab it is not central to the bar, it's actually offset. It's offset 40 mil to the center line, and then I'm going to come up another 25, so that's 65, so that it really wedges in there nice and tight, and then the 4 bolts will grab it, because, yeah. Anyway, I'm worried, buddy. You're still my favorite tool in the shop. This thing hammers. You're not going to be any help to me at all. It's not going to work. Oh well, back to the bush mechanic special, eh? You're only good for the little stuff. We've got the Bushman's edge finder. Sit there. Sit there. Now that I've touched on my 2 points here, right? Up on your digital readout, it goes a bit funny because of the screen. All you got to do is hit, so it's 140 mil, so it's actually 130 in diameter plus the width of that little dowel, which is 10 mil. That's okay. All I've got to do here is hit half Y, and now when I move the tool back, it'll be in the center when it hits 0. Pretty nifty. This thing here is pretty easy to use. All right, the readout will be flashing, but there's nothing I can do about that. So as I move this, oops, towards me, that will come to 0, 4, 3, 2. That's close enough. I'll wind it by hand in a sec. But this is pretty much how it all works. You've got your feed rate, RPM, and then you just your directions you want to go, and that's pretty much it. Like, Godzilla is simple as hell. Looks like it's from the 90s, but it's actually a fairly new machine. But the reason we got it is because it's just, for this reason, you can blast out heavy cuts and it's real rigid. And that is exactly where it should be, bang in the middle. Good job. So I've got the big boy oriented more or less like Tiny is. So from the center line of the bar, which is where the tool height is, we've got to go 40 mil plus the 25 to allow for tool width and blast this out, and then we'll come back and do the other section. So 40 mil, which is the height of the tool, plus the width of the half the width of the cutter, so 65. This little 80 KT 3-pitch cutter, just it goes the best out of the lot. Take 10 mil cuts when you're really hogging in, sometimes more. It's just great. We use different ones as well, but this is by and large the best cutter we've found for this mill. It's actually come up pretty damn good. I did put one apprentice mark in there. It'll be all right though. Went the wrong direction. It happens. I don't hide mistakes from yous, but I did that winding them by hand. I'm like, no, I'm going the wrong direction here. Anyway, that'll be fine. Give him a tidy up, pull him out of there, we'll stick him into the lathe, and then we'll get this head put on him. Bloody lovely. It's a big boy. I'm going to see what it weighs. A little trusty. Now I've zeroed that off, so it doesn't include the weight of that. And I'll show you at the end what it weighs, but you guys got to guess. Kilos or pounds, doesn't matter, I'll show you both. What does the big boy weigh? I've got him bolted in there. You can see height of that coincides with the center. And now we're going to weld this little sucker on where we want it with the tool height bar to double check, and the big boy's done. And this will allow me to change heads if this doesn't cut so well. Try a couple others, so gives me a bit of versatility here. I didn't manage to catch it all on film, but Eddie did a bloody good job on that. Look at that. Pretty simple, 3 M8 bolts, milled out to the width of the tool. I'm going to hold 20mm tools. Easy. He's looking pretty good in there. Now I've just tacked it in place. We actually put a lump of wood from here to like put pressure on it. Both Willie and I were having to work, so I couldn't film that for you, unfortunately, but it's slightly over tool height. Now I can shim that up if I need to. We've allowed a mil gap in here if needed, so I think should be right. I don't foresee that bending a lot. Tiny doesn't, so but we'll see. It's always possible I can alter it, but got that tacked on there now, so we're going to get this preheated and the whole thing welded up over in the boiler shop. And of course, when I'm welding on here, you don't want the actual arc having to travel through your bearings or anything, so it's as close as possible from here to here, and it's just 3 little tacks just to hold it on. So yep, the current goes from there to there. I'm not a boiler maker. I did a couple of years over that side of the shed, but I'll let the pros do this. You reckon, Penny? Let's see how much these bad boys weigh. Now don't think Grandma's old scales are going to cut it, so we are going to use this 25, right up to 25 tons from Delphi. Extremely accurate, and it's just been calibrated, so this will give us pretty accurately what they weigh. Because I've never measured these ones before either, I'm going to start with them. You guys let me know in the comments, not too late, what do you reckon the big boy weighs? See what Tiny weighs? I thought he was about 65 kilos. 140 pounds, I think that's right, but we'll soon find out. Let's do it. This is the Hydra. Hydra's 30 kilos. The Beast comes in at 35 kilos, about 75 pounds. Old Tiny, 65 kilos. It's a solid bar, that. Very handy. That's Hulk dedicated. Tiny, you are unfortunately no longer the largest bar. All right, so that's zeroed off. Bloody hell. Floating, yep. Somewhere around 200 kilos, 205, 200. We'll call it 200 neat, eh, big fella? Bloody hell. Will it work is the question. Only one way to find out. So if you haven't subscribed yet, be a good time to hit that button now, because next week we're going to be testing it out and turning this into something truly beautiful. Anyway, that is going to be fun. I'm looking forward to that. Look at that. You are going in the Hulk next week, buddy. What do you reckon? It's a pretty big bar. Do I get the supervisor's approval? Good boy.
Man, I'm really happy with how that turned out. What a bloody mission. You're wondering why I don't run coolant. It's just usually when I'm filming or on some of these machines, it just makes such a terrible mess. Like I just can't do it. So I sacrifice a few inserts so that you guys get to see what's going on. But just know, normally when I'm running anything in the CNCs, we are running cutting fluid. Guys, that turned out really good. That bar is an absolute monster. Don't know what we're going to call it exactly yet. There's a few on the short list. We'll figure that out next video. So in the very next video, we're going to run this and hollow out that big bar of 4140. We'll be playing with feeds, speeds, and just seeing if it works. I'm not going to lie, I'm this concerned that it's just going to rip it off the tool post, but I think we'll be fine. So anyway, 200 kilos worth of badonkadonk. We're going to play with it next week. Guys, that's it from me. I appreciate you. To everyone who likes and comments on the video, guys, you are the reason why the channel grows so steadily. I am very grateful. So, if you're new, let me know in the comments where you tuned in from. Guys, I will catch you in the comments, and I will catch you on the next one. You being nice, Penny? Good girl, Penny? Good Penny? Penny's got some little papa dogs to look after, doesn't she? What have you got there, buddy?
TikTok's broken.
TikTok's, oh, it is broken. Oh no, that's why it was here. Look, the dial's come off. TikTok's broken, hey? Can we fix it?
Yeah.
Okay, Daddy fix it. Perceptive, mate. TikTok is indeed broken. That's what he calls dial indicators. It's TikTok, hey? What's it called, Teddy?
It's broken.
What's it called?
It's broken down.
What's it called?
It's broken to go TikTok.
TikTok. TikTok. Diesel, Bowser! They're funny.